Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hayley, it's the Dharawal people.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Hi there, this is not Jennifer Coolidge, and that was my audition for Rita Repulsa in the new Power Rangers Gay Force. It's all full of homosexuals. Anyways, I'm not sure if I can talk about that. So in the meantime, listen to Drag Me Out Official and talk about that with your friends.
This video is not sponsored by Jennifer Coolidge or Power Rangers, but supported by a flaming Midwestern homosexual with nothing better to do at this time.
And listen to the podcast, dumbass.
Now, a quick word from our unsponsored sponsors.
Do you want to go to sleep with a different celebrity every night? Do you ever think of smothering someone, but your pillow is too basic? Then we have the perfect pillowcases for you. Hero Huggers by Rennie. Hero Huggers by Rennie encourages testing on animals. According to the scientists at Drag Me Out University, they have proven results that people who purchase Hero Huggers by Rennie improve their sleep by 83.768%. Phones are ringing off the hook with orders, so get yours now. Or alternatively, go to Hero Huggers by Rennie on Etsy. Sleep soundly knowing your heroes are right next to you. Hero Huggers by Rennie, where heroes lie. No animals were harmed during the making of this commercial. No one at Drag Me Out Official has a science degree, but they have watched things about Scientology. No research has been done to support these statistics except our own biased opinion. Pillow not included.
Welcome, Drag Me Out Official. I'm Hayley.
And I had a prawn roll for lunch today. I'm Cass. And we have a special guest. Whoop, the other way. New to the potty. The lovely Jack, a.k.a. Jane Doe.
Hi.
I'm going to say, hi, Jack.
Hi, Shark. Now, we've flagged you off a few times.
I was going to say, we
whilst you
threw
weren't
the
here.
challenge down. Yeah. Threw the challenge down. Threw the gauntlet. Jack picked it up and went, oh, a glove. I'm going to go on the potty.
Yep.
I'll take it.
A crazy, annoying stalkers we are. We finally got you.
Mm.
So what's new
Yeah.
with you this week, Jack? Tell us a bit about you.
Me this week. I'm a free woman finally. That's what's new with me.
Yay.
After 2 long months, the
Free
breakup
woman.
is broken up.
You're in your breakup era.
Fully.
Mhm.
Completely in my breakup era. Just living me life. Like some people who are fishing for attention.
Mm-hmm. That whole breakup thing makes me sad. But you know what makes me even more sad than that? Is the breakup between Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Finesse.
What? I didn't hear this.
Yeah. After 27 years of marriage, they have officially split.
See, that's when you have a breakdown. That's a long
Mhm.
time.
Uh-huh.
I feel it's mutual by this point, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's been supporting his straightness for 28 years. And, they'll divvy up their $180 million fortune the best way that they possibly know how. And everything's going to be okay. But, to those of us who are a fan of Hugera, what would their ship name be? Debman? Deb Hugh?
Wait, did he come
Shepparton?
out? Is that why?
No,
you
he
broke
hasn't
up?
come out. No. They're just
Can
like,
he
they're
come
moving.
out?
Next week.
I feel it's time, Jackman.
I think I actually honestly believe I remember watching it or reading an interview where Hugh Jackman was like, if I was gay, like I would come out 100%. Look at what I do for a living. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe they broke up because he finally realized You don't know. But, devastating to those of us who are a fan of Hugh Jackman marrying his grandmother. But they're pregnant. Well, she's old enough to be his mother almost. Like, she's a bit older than his.
That's okay. We're not shaming. How many freaking old men are with younger women?
Oh, look, 100%.
Correct.
She cougared him and got he's got to get her share of 180 mil. RIP to that marriage. But yay to your breakup.
Hugh, if you're looking for anyone.
I think you'd be his type. Just saying.
Oh, just feminine enough, I reckon.
But still with a dick.
Mm.
There's a very good chance that you're more feminine than Deborah Lee Finesse. Just throwing it out there. I think I'm
On a
more
good day.
feminine. I think I'm more feminine than Deborah Lee Finesse.
Oh, Deb.
Bless her and her cocaine snorting shaped nose. Have you seen the nose? Not that I'm throwing shade on how she looks. I mean, everyone's beautiful in their own way, but like, sweetheart, get the ballooned out nostril thing sorted out, because it looks like you've done a couple of grams. Obviously, I have revealed the shock to the both of you about Hugh and Deborah Lee. How was our week? How was our weeks? What have we done? We'll start with Jacques. Jacques, what have you done this week?
Been ignored by my ex when I was collecting my things and worked. Not a lot. Very mellow.
So you had one great moment and the rest of it was just meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just shits and gigs, really.
Yeah. What about you, Hailey Bear?
Whilst I was waiting to get my new ink, yeah, that's right, badass now, but still a nerd all at the same time, whatever. I went into Spotlight and I realized that I turned an hourglass because, I was just walking past it. And then I was like, how long would this take for the sand to go out? And then I'm like, probably an hour. And then I realized that's why they call them an hourglass. Revelations were had in Spotlight. Okay. So I'm glad I got two, because I've got two differing opinions on. So I had a work friend who was taking a poll on a story that his girlfriend had told him, and he was wondering whether the story was sad or hilarious. So here's the story. I can't say what his girlfriend does, and let's call his girlfriend Cheryl, and let's call her work friend Beryl. Yeah, there we go. So Cheryl, they work alone, but sometimes they have people come out and assess how they're doing and blah, 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 blah. So Beryl was driving the car that they were driving around in, and Beryl is Filipino. Now, I didn't know this about Filipinos. Apparently, they're crazy about the karaoke.
How did you not know
How's
that?
that?
I don't know. I just didn't.
We worked with them.
I thought like it was a Japanese thing because karaoke is Japanese.
No, the Philos love it. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So Beryl was driving the car. And it's an unwritten rule that whoever's driving the car has control of the radio. Yes?
100.
No?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Anyway, Cheryl doesn't know Beryl very well. So it's not a, it's more of an acquaintance rather than a friend. And she puts a CD on or something's on and she's like, oh, this is my family singing karaoke. And then the next song or whatever the next song was, she's like, this is my son singing. He's dead. But it's like.
He was singing while he was dead?
No, he's singing, but
right.
They recorded it.
Right. Okay. Right.
Didn't think I'd have to explain that to you.
But it was just a sentence structure.
So then sort of like, but he's died, say maybe more than 5 years ago he's died. Don't know how old he was, but obviously he was old enough to sing. So maybe
RIP. Yep.
Late teens. Anyway. And then Beryl was, and then Cheryl leaned over and was like, "Oh, okay," and then changed the channel because it was a bit uncomfortable. And then Beryl kind of looked at her and was like, "No, no," and changed it back, and then proceeded to sob in the car while Cheryl just sits there.
I'm on everyone's side. I'm on everyone's side. You can't take a side on that one.
We're not.
Everybody was in the right. Everyone was in the right. Everyone was in the wrong.
Beryl
Well,
looked over
yeah.
when she tried to change the radio and was like, "No, like I'm leaving it." And then, so Cheryl just had to sit there uncomfortably while Beryl sobbed driving the car.
I would have been like, "Can you pull over? I've got to go to the toilet." I'm sorry. And I hate to make this joke, but I'm going to have to do a ghost poop.
I'm not thinking that, her son died. Like, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing.
No.
I'm
Not at
laughing at
all.
this situation. And apparently Beryl does this to a lot of people. It's not
Oh.
just, yeah.
So she
Well,
tries to
you
go
know
around
what?
the round so everyone knows.
Yeah.
If Beryl continues to do that, Beryl's not going to be able to use the T2 lane. No one will want to get in the car with her.
I said to him, it's okay to laugh. It's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a funny situation. It's just,
Well, if we're voting on the poll, it's funny.
the options were
like, you're gonna
incredibly
laugh.
sad or incredibly funny.
I'm on everyone's side.
Depends which
Okay.
seat of the car you're in.
Yeah.
I'm taking the back seat, not either of the two front. And
If I was to ever go into Beryl's or Cheryl's car or whatever it is, you can guarantee I'd have my AirPods in so I wouldn't have to fucking put up with any of it.
Correct. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, okay, so sorry, who was the driver? Who was the one with the dead kid? Beryl?
Beryl. Yeah.
Right. I mean, how do you go, look, I'm going to play some music. It's going to be my family singing karaoke, including my dead son. Do you mind?
I might sob a bit. I might cry.
Yeah, I may cry. So if you're feeling a bit uncomfortable, you may want to go and take the bus.
it's just give it a heads up so you can mentally prepare. Someone's going to be crying. You might cry too, or you might need to ignore it.
Yeah, but if you're okay, so let's just say this happened in someone's home, right, instead of the car. If you wanted to be a gracious hostess, you would put somebody into that situation where it becomes awkward. So why doesn't that translate to the car?
She can't leave. She's
At
trapped.
least the house you can walk out of. In the car, you're stuck because it's moving.
True, but
on the freeway, 100 kilometers an hour, I don't think so.
Oh, Beryl, what? So what? Beryl's going to continue to buy cars so she can put compact discs in? Because you said put the disc in.
I don't know what it
driving a 1997 Toyota Corolla.
It's probably her phone, and I don't know. I don't know that. I didn't go into specifics, but
she digitized it.
Who knows?
Next thing you know, she's going to be plugging in an MP3 player.
Could have been a cassette tape. I don't know.
Oh wow. Yeah. Cheryl, fucking walk. Like, don't get in the car. Don't ever get in the car again. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but now, see, this is what happens now. Whenever whoever the driver is, Beryl, turns around and goes, "Do you want me to give you a lift home?" or do you want me to give you a lift? The other one's going to turn around and go, "No, I'm not really into karaoke."
Okay. But imagine the HR conversation between HR and Beryl. Beryl, we've had a few complaints. Could you stop playing your dead son's karaoke in the car and sobbing while you're
Yeah.
driving around with people?
And the HR person turns around to the other one and says, just out of interest, what was the song? And they go, Stairway to Heaven.
That's not nice. Now we got mean.
Look. Okay. I don't even know how to answer that. It was mean. It was mean. But you know what? You got to laugh at it because you don't. It's fucking ridiculous.
He was saying to me, it's like a sitcom, like something happens that would happen to you in a sitcom, or I was like, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that was my musings for the week. Anyone else?
I had. I don't remember what week did I have? It's all right. Wasn't much to it. Some work, some meetings, blah blah blah. Gearing up for the wedding anniversary trip to Cairns. Going to Cairns. I mean, I've shit myself in Tasmania. Why not just go to the other part of the country, like the direct opposite of it? What else did I do? I made a very, very pathetic attempt to quit smoking. Lasted a day. I was doing
That's better
okay.
than I was going to give you. I was giving you 6 hours, so.
No, it was thank you. It was a day, and it was just, so I restarted it again today. I had an incident at the local shopping mall. Are you ready for this? When I went to the bathroom, and instead of just the regular shit that I cop when I walk into the women's bathroom, there was a comment that was kind of thrown. So I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't drink alcohol. How about I just like have a smoke? So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy some cigarettes. It was a glorious day in Sydney town today. It was stinking hot, and it's going to be stinking fucking hot tomorrow too. Oh, I got my legs waxed today.
Hooray.
That was part of the reason. Thank you. Thank you. Could not see the forest through the trees. So that was the reason why I was out today. Plus, you know, when you're summiting Everest, hair on your legs, you know, you get a bit of a chafe. So I needed to eliminate that, because anybody who's watching this can see that Hayley summited Everest yesterday. Yeah, that's what we do now. We're just going through all of the mountaintops that you need to. Kilimanjaro's next, the K2, Mount Kosciuszko.
Moving on to keep us on track, but Cass just makes weird faces to herself. Pancreas. We had pretty uneventful weeks, but did you have anything that annoyed you? Jack, start off with you first.
Oh, my pancreas.
I want to say stupid questions from customers when you're at work.
Yes, that's a given. Go on.
It is a given. But, like, I'm in retail, sure. But why would you expect every store in Melbourne to have a souvenir section? It's giving, that's not happening. We have 2 souvenir stores that I know of, at least, in the city. Go to them. Don't come everywhere. Are you going to Calvin Klein looking for the Melbourne souvenir section? I hope not.
Don't most of the, I don't know, do they still do $2 shops?
Yes, what are? But they're more like inflation shops, so like $5 shops.
Let's go $5 shops, right?
Yeah.
But most of those have souvenir sections.
Yes.
Correct.
So why would you go to a fine, upstanding retailer that like you work at, Jacques?
On a chain. Yep, go on.
For souvenirs, when you can go to the local one on the corner that sell like, you know, $1.50 koala keychains where the fur, you know, falls off as soon as you turn the key in the door.
But we literally have, if it's still open, I haven't checked, but on Swanston Street, there was a stall that was literally just souvenir stuff.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was. I
Libula.
totally forgot.
But maybe they're looking for a cheaper version of the souvenir shops.
They had them on Elizabeth Street too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just call our souvenir shop Paddy's Markets.
Well, we don't have one of those. Paddy didn't come down to Melbourne.
No, Paddy didn't come down to Melbourne. No, but you got the
And
Queen Vic
fair.
markets. Oh, you got the Queen Vic markets.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
they're only
souvenirs
open
there.
certain days.
Same with Paddy's.
Same with Paddy's. But then you've got the $2 shops.
Yeah.
And some of your price lines do it too. Some of your price lines have them as well.
Do they?
Ones that are in like high touristy areas, yeah. Because the price line in my work is in a high touristy area, and I am certain that they've got. It's not much, like it's the
Probably one of those cylinder things that like, and you flick it.
the kaleidoscope.
No, like it's the display, like the cylinder display.
Oh yes, right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
the ball.
they've got the little street signs with the little koala and stuff like that. And
that
there's
crap.
like 5. Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, and you
Not
know the
that
occasional fridge
What's that
magnet.
price like?
If anyone's going to give us free shit, this is the episode because we're talking about crappy souvenirs. Start sending us crappy souvenirs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hand them out to everyone we've ever met.
100%. Yeah. So stupid questions from retail people. Well, just people wanting to your fine establishment to be a souvenir shop.
It's just why bother? Why bother?
Why bother? Mind
Go
you, I
on
still have a
Etsy, grab it from China, where it's going to come from anyway. Just get it shipped over there, direct.
I still have a fridge magnet from Melbourne. One of the first times I went down there, I think it was like 1996.
Oof.
I was 6 years old.
Piss off.
I was 2.
1996, and I remember buying a couple of fridge magnets, one for my mum, one for me, even though I was living with my mum, whatever. And it was funny because I was just looking at the fridge the other day because our fridge magnets are on the side, not on the front. And I clocked eyes on the one from Melbourne, the tram one that I picked up. I still have it. 27
I
years.
think I've seen that one.
I still got it. Sad but true. That's my life. Sad but true. So that's all that's so that's all that's bursting your pancreas, dickheads.
Just dickheads, people who lie about who they are on Tinder. It's the usual.
I'm pretty sure that's a given, but anyway.
There's lying and there's lying. There's got to be a level.
Yeah.
But be safe.
Be
Everybody,
safe.
Be
Don't
safe
lie
and
on your Tinder.
condom.
Don't lie on your Tinder because people eventually find out the truth.
Even if it takes them 4.5 years. Yes, they do.
I would have thought not being well hung would have been something that people would have found out before the 4.5 years.
Yes.
Anyway, so your pancreas is slightly miffed, slightly irritated, but you know what? If you put a little ointment on it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You'll be right.
Wonderful. What about you, Hailey Bear?
I'm going to call out a company, but I'm like not Telstra. Fuck Telstra. But anyway.
Yeah, fuck them.
So we're trying to cut costs. We're trying to make everything a bit more convenient. And so we went with, and it's a bit more sustainable. So I was like, okay, helping the environment, while also getting a little bit of a break from grocery bills. So I signed up for Funky Food, which is they deliver once a week, just like all the vegetables and stuff that's different vegetables and fruit. Yes. How may I help you?
You purchased from a place called Funky Food.
Well, I don't know. Fruit
And
was
you're
probably
hoping-
taken.
And you're hoping that this would taste good, even though it says funky.
Okay. It's not that it doesn't taste good. That's not That's not it. Look, they're a startup company. They're not.
Okay, all
They're
right.
not massive.
Yeah,
I'm
well, you know what?
supporting-
They're starting up.
Yeah.
They need to change their name already because funky food doesn't sound right.
Does it come with one of those little MP3s like you used to get in your Macca's Happy Meal that had one song on it, but only 30 seconds of it that would play on repeat? Because that's the vibe I'm getting.
When did
Yeah.
that happen?
When I was a child at some point.
It's probably too poor for McDonald's. So anyway, so it's just you just choose fruits and vegetables. You choose your different size box. You can't choose specific ones, but you can eliminate.
That sounds
so,
funky.
So I eliminated like asparagus and all the shit that I don't eat. Beetroot. No, no, thank you. Anyway,
Swede.
and I got a coconut. What am I going to do with the it's a full coconut. Not even cut open. How do I open a coconut?
Ooh. Axe?
YouTuber.
Bring me the axe?
I'm just gonna draw.
YouTuber.
I'm just gonna draw a face and name it. I'm not eating it. It's still over there in my fruit bowl.
Stella.
Anyway, so my problem is not with the produce. We've got the produce. There is a lot of it. Like I ordered the big box just to see what it was like, and the problem is I paid for a second delivery and it never arrived. Yeah. So I cancelled it and then I've sent them an email being like, "Where's my box?" No one sent me, "Hey, we're delivering to you today." No, didn't get. The first one was great. Well, actually I lied. They weren't great. They were supposed to come the Thursday. They said, "Yep, it's coming. Yep, it's coming. Yep, it's coming. Sorry, it's not coming." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "We're gonna deliver it tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay, no worries." But then this week I got nothing. I got no message. I got an order confirmation and that was it. So I paid for it. So I cancelled it. I'm like, I can't be mucking around with this shit. Sorry, Funky Food, get your shit together. But also, I don't know what to do with the coconut. I'm unsure.
Get a nail and a hammer a hole in it, get the thing out, like the what was the fruit again? Coconut. Get the coconut water out, right?
Mhm.
And then just slowly work at it with like a hand saw. So then you can split it and take the flesh out.
Do you have to tap it like a keg?
I don't know, but you know what? If you go to Bunnings, they may have the right thing there for you. I don't know.
I now live at Bunnings, so I should have looked at Victoria's Basic. Maybe they have a coconut hole opener that I didn't see.
Maybe, but like just YouTube it first to find out how to do it, and then you know what? After that, if you need to go to Bunnings, go to Bunnings. Get what you need if you don't already have it. But I'm thinking a hacksaw is something that you're probably going to need.
Thinking my green bin looks like a better option.
Look, you're due a Bunnings run, aren't you? Hasn't it been a week or two?
No, it's been like 2 days.
You know what you can do is you can get some old cans that you're not using, clean them up after you've used it, right? Put a little bit of weight in them. Get about 10 of them, put them down the end of the corridor,
and bowl.
Give the kids the coconut. You're welcome.
Is this what they used to do in your days?
Opening the coconut.
Yeah, Flintstone style. Yeah.
While you're at it, cut the end off a Colgate, make a Colgate whistle.
Uh-huh. And if you've got an extra couple of cans, put some string between it, mobile phone.
Life hacks. Life hacks.
Done.
And so I'm a bit miffed. I'm not mad at it, but I'll be mad if they don't return my money. Also, the hotel, I forgot.
Yeah, did you get it?
They tried to return it, but because I'd shut that bank account down, and then they tried to call me and I didn't answer because I didn't know the number. And then they sent me an email being like, "We need your bank account details." I'm like, okay. So I sent that. So yeah, so I should get that soon. It's taken a long time to get that $27, but
I was going to say it's actually cost them more in wages to try and give the money back to you than the $27 that
it's the principle.
It's all about $27, right?
Yeah, always 27. It actually is $27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, really, isn't it?
Cassandra.
Hello.
What is your pancreas this week? Who is bursting it? Is it Victoria?
No, it was Veronica. But no. So this is going to seem like a stupid one, but it's actually quite upsetting to me at the same time, okay? You know how I like to flick through me stories on the Face Place, right? On the Farche book.
You like your
And
stories? Go on.
I do. I like my stories, and I like watching some of the dog ones when they're cuties and stuff. And I like watching, the people in the street stalls in Mumbai, like make their sandwiches and stuff, right? And that's fine, and that's great, and that's what entertains me. And I usually fall asleep to it watching that kind of stuff. Okay, so because of the algorithm, it's usually one of the first things that popped up, which is fine because I don't have to go looking for it. But when it comes to the algorithm, they go, oh, she likes watching dog stories, then she must like watching all dog stories. So then they put up the ones where the dogs are injured or, the animal's injured or whatever it is. They don't put a spoiler alert on it. So like I'm flicking through my phone going, oh, cute puppy. Oh, cute sandwiches in Mumbai. Oh, cute puppy. Oh my God. And it's like a puppy that they've had to rescue and all of that. I don't need to see that shit. I can't bear to watch dogs in pain. I can't bear to watch dogs. Like, fucking don't do it. Don't do it, Facebook. Don't do it, Instagram. Although I am, however, going to say that I am now addicted to this Noodle the Poodle, or I think it is, or whatever it is. And the owners dress it up in different, like, wanky, like, office outfits every day with these glasses, like, at the laptop. And it's like, episode 6 of the different kinds of people in offices, and like this poor dog sitting there with the ears up in like a ponytail with these glasses on and stuff, and just like looking down the glasses and like looking at the camera and not blinking. It's fucking, I'm in. I was totally, we've been sharing them amongst ourselves in the office. It's been so stupid. But yeah, like if you're going to put that shit up, give me a spoiler alert or something. So like, because what happens is I flick onto it and I go, oh God, no, it's an animal in pain. It's an animal that's dying. It's an animal that's this. And I've got to try and click the X. And sometimes when your internet's not working properly, like you can't get the X and you see, no, it's disturbing to me. People may think that I'm a cold-hearted bitch. And when it comes to the human race, I am. But when it comes to animals and stuff, no, it makes me cry and I don't like it. And then what happens is, if that story comes on at around midnight when I'm starting to fall asleep, I know that I can't sleep because it'll be the one thing that is on my mind the whole time. So then I've got to sit up for another half an hour watching all of this really great stuff and like sandwich making in Mumbai to get me through to like, get the memory of this injured animal that just turned up in my phone without provocation. I don't like it. Who's the dickhead who owns Twitter, X, whatever? Elon Musk. I blame him for everything, but this is Zuckerberg, right? Facebook is Zuckerberg, right?
Correct.
Who's Insta? Is that Zuckerberg as well?
Yeah, it's Meta. Yeah. Meta runs all of that.
You, Mark Zuckerberg. Mind you, if I say that enough, I may never be able to get onto my Facebook again, and this Zoom call could end very, very, very quickly if I piss off Mark Zuckerberg. So, like, good on you, but shame on you. Anyway, that's my pancreas.
All it needs is a little like disclaimer, like Netflix videos, helpline.
Right.
But like not helpline, just
yep.
You're gonna cry here.
Just a couple of sentences, like, animals in distress, blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to watch it, get rid of it. But it's also up there with the, oh God, the other ones that piss me off? The ones where dickheads film fake like reunions, like fake videos, and then they do things like, they ask the bitch the same question over and over and over again so she can keep answering while her fake boyfriend or husband or probably her real husband but turns up in a fake army uniform to surprise her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can tell the ones which are legit, and then you can tell these stupid ones.
Yeah.
And you know what? And then I think people complained enough where it says, like, for entertainment purposes, I'm not entertained by it. And then what makes it even worse, this is where I get sucked in because I'm like, I wonder what these other fuckers are thinking about it because it's like usually like 300,000 comments or whatever it is. And people are like, oh, bless, thank you for your service, blah, 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 blah. And then you see random arsehole in there go, it's fucking fake. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's me. That's me. That's me.
No, I hate the ones that are like, they've discovered this like new life hack. And they just like, look at this. And they're showing like the camera or their boyfriend, whoever's filming. They're like, look at this. Look what I learned today. And it's like some piece of shit recipe or some crap.
What
And
about
you're
the
like,
ones that find buried treasure?
although geocaching is fun. I don't know how much that is set up.
I don't know, but the ones where they go, oh, I happen to be digging in my, apartment and I came across this safe from like 300 years ago and the thing's like fucking bring it with like push button.
There is yeah, he's got a Rolex. There's a guy on TikTok and Facebook who actually shortens the videos for you. Like he shows you the start of the video and then he's like, what happens at the end is this. And he tells you what happens. So you don't have to watch the 8-minute long video. He tells you he's doing God's work. He is. Thank you.
I agree.
There was one that was 17 minutes and at the end of it, there was nothing in the fucking safe. It was a waste of my time. But you know what I do like watching is the ones where they buy old vending machines. And they crack them open and get the like vending machines from places that have closed down and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And they snap up the vending machine for like $100. That thing sells for like $200 on Marketplace, right? So they've already doubled their money. But then what happens is because it's been in this abandoned building forever, they open it up and it's like, the Pepsi cans from 1987, when they burnt Michael Jackson. And then they open up the money part and there's like, $150, $200 in dollar bills. And then like the coins are all full and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. But you know what? If we did shit like that, there'd be like, like maybe $5 in there because that's my luck when it comes to that stuff.
My favorite is the divers that go down and sift through stuff. That's my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love watching them. It's all fun. It's all bullshit, but I like watching them. I don't.
They just find the ones that are like, oh, I found a gun. Anyway, we digress. We need to talk about Only Murders in the Building, episode 7, Cobra.
Are we going to have musings and stuff?
I did my musings.
Oh, because I got and stuff. I've got Did You Know?
Oh, you've got Did You Know?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
You ready?
Yeah.
There's a couple, but there's one that's for debate. And I had the debate. That's why I remembered to jot it down. I was actually having this argument with an American. Okay.
Ugh. Yep. Go on.
So when it comes to a building, right? When you walk into the building, what floor are you on?
Ground.
Thank you. Thank you. So it turns out that the English and Australians, that is the ground floor. Okay. The Americans, it's the first floor. But my argument with this American was, it's not a first floor because you walk in at ground level.
And wouldn't first floor determine that there's stairs to get to that floor?
Exactly. I said to them, if anything, if you wanted to win the argument over me, you would tell me that it's lobby.
Yeah, lobby. Lobby ground is the same.
Lobby.
Same
right?
thing.
But they're going, no. When you walk in off the street, it's the first floor. I'm like, it's the ground floor.
It's the ground floor.
The only time where I sort of get it is those like New York apartment buildings where you walk up a few flights of stairs
The brownstones, yeah.
Yeah, and then you like go down and it's the basement-y apartment.
You get that,
Maybe.
right?
Maybe I'd do that.
Yeah, but when it's like a normal
If
building.
it's on ground level, it's ground.
Yeah. So you know who you are. And I know you listen to this podcast. It's the fucking ground floor. It is not the first floor because the first floor is above the ground floor. Because I'm like, so what's the next floor? And they go, the second floor. I went, no, it's the first floor. That was my hope. So that was that one. But here's a couple of things. Okay, are you ready for this? I'm going to adapt this into my ordinary life. When the moon is directly overhead, you will weigh slightly less.
What?
Okay.
I think it's got something to do with the fact that the moon affects the tides, water. There's water inside the human, blah, blah. I think it may have some. I didn't question it. I'm just like, anytime the moon is above my apartment, I'm getting on a scales.
I was going to say, what time of day is this?
You just make sure that the moon is directly above you. So what I want to try is what happens when it's just coming up, when it's near you, when it's above you, when it's just about to go down. I'm going to jump on scales all of those times and see if there's a fluctuation in my weight.
Well, there probably will be because you would have eaten and pooped and.
Yes, but you also mentioned quite a few times that people's weight fluctuates through the day. Does that have something to do with the moon? Huh?
Maybe.
Okay. Here's another thing. Are you ready for this? The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows.
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. The strongest muscle in the body is the tongue.
I knew that.
I think it's because it gets used a lot because people talk.
And
Okay.
if you eat cow's tongue, it's really tough.
That's because it's strong.
Yeah.
It's the strongest muscle. Okay. So people say bless you when somebody sneezes because when you sneeze, your heart stops for a millisecond.
Did know that.
Yep. There's also the other adage that us the Christians like to say is that because when you sneeze, part of the devil comes out or something.
I thought it had to do
Vaguely
with
recall it.
the plague.
Well, let's go with that too.
I
Okay.
thought it was defeat and turn gay. And
Didn't
that's all
work.
our problem.
Didn't work.
Bless you. Bless your heart. So, last one. Limes sink, but lemons float.
I watched that on a cooking show the other day. They couldn't tell whether it was a lime or a lemon, so they put it in water.
Because limes actually weigh more than lemons.
But how?
Because they'd have
do you mean how?
less.
There's more density in
Yeah.
the actual flesh inside of a lime. And I actually, after I read that today, we made a Spanish Mexican dish last night and I had to squeeze a lime. And normally with a lemon, you give it a bit of a roll, you go like this and the juice comes out, right? I did that with the lime and nothing happened. I actually had to use a squeezer because it was actually quite dense and heavy.
Shows how much I eat lime. I thought they were the
Limes
same
are
thing.
great. Limes
Limes
are great.
but
Limes are
I
great.
thought limes and lemons were the same thing.
But obviously different, but density wise,
Oh, right.
I
Okay.
just assumed they'd be the same.
We also like to use limes because they don't have pips in them. That's why we like to use them as well. But we were I was making a Spanish type chicken salad and I made my own dressing and it called for lime. And I put lime in it and it was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. So there's my Did You Knows? And if we make this a regular segment, I want Did You Knows as in Did Ya Knows.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, what are we up to? Only Murders in the Building, Cobra. Yes.
Have you watched any, Jack?
I watched the first line where she's like, it might not look like it, but I do love people. Some people. And I was just like, I relate to that. And then
Of the episode or the first? Oh,
is that on your
that's the first line
Tinder
of the
profile?
episode.
Is that on your Tinder profile?
If I had one, but
You don't.
apparently I don't have a broken heart on Monday and then need a Tinder profile on Wednesday.
God, exes are fucked, aren't they? Anyway.
Oh.
That's why they're exes. Anyway, so they all had a big fight. They went their separate ways. Then the deaf character comes back. Deaf and mute.
Theo! Theo,
Mute as well? Or is he just deaf?
I think he's just deaf.
Which means I had to pay attention because they use subtitles. I think there was a whole episode of like nothing, which was very interesting. Like in the first season, wasn't there? Like a whole episode of no noise.
That was a great episode.
Yeah, great episode. And yeah, Theo comes back and meets Tobit. Tobit.
Obert.
Tobit.
Mhm.
My theory is like I feel that his brother tried to kill him with the poison and that didn't work, so someone else finished the job. I feel that there's more than one.
So do I.
I'm striking Tobit off the suspect list.
I think so too.
And here is why. Because in the episode that Theo's back, right? Theo understands. I've forgotten her character's name.
Mabel.
Mabel. Understands her enough to know that he doesn't understand her, right?
Mm.
And because he is deaf, knowing the character a little bit, he's very perceptive. And he is kind of friendly towards Tobit.
But he's kind of friendly towards everyone. That's kind of what gave him like
Yeah,
the issue in the first place.
Yeah, but I don't think he's. I think if he thought that there was going to be a problem, he would warn Mabel.
Okay. Could be the next episode. Maybe he warns Mabel. Maybe something comes up. And then Matthew Broderick.
And Mel Brooks.
Where was Mel Brooks?
He was on the video phone. He was on the video phone. He was the one who was going, like, you didn't tell him that he could, like, have creative control or whatever it was. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
The fucking cast is just incredible.
This season.
I don't know how they got Matthew Broderick to come out of wherever he's been hiding.
Right.
Well, okay, so the point of the season is that it's based on a Broadway show this season, right?
Mm.
And Matthew Broderick is basically aside from Nathan Lane, is like the king of Broadway.
Mm.
I know, I'm just surprised that he'd do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you're a producer and you walk up to Matthew Broderick and go, we would really like you to be on an episode of our show that features Paul Rudd, Meryl Streep, and Mel Brooks. Who's going to turn around and say no to that? Who's going to turn around and say no to Meryl? No one says no to Meryl.
I love how Charles is like, he stole Ferris Bueller off me. Ferris Bueller he wouldn't be 41 years old.
But you know what the best part was? When they were kicking him out of the apartment and he's like, are you still here? Like, that's the end of Ferris Bueller at the end of the movie where he's like, why are you still here? Go home. And then Charles Hayden Savage did it to him. He's like, you're still here? Why are you still here? Go. I was like, that's from Ferris Bueller!
Bueller.
No Meryl again this episode.
Please tell me Jack has seen Ferris Bueller.
Correct. Yes,
Thank
I
you.
have.
Thank you. You're cultured. Got it.
No Meryl. No Meryl this episode.
No. She's taking a back seat.
I'm not a fan of that.
But I feel Oliver's putting it together. Although he's very distracted with the Broadway, so I don't think he really cares about the murder, to be honest.
Yeah, but then... Oh, and Grumpy Old Bitch was in the episode. I fucking love her.
Yeah.
And she stole the hanky.
She did?
Did she?
She stole the hanky and then she sold it to the brother.
Okay.
You know how he was selling off Ben's stuff? She sold it to him for like $7,000 because she's like, these idiots or whatever it was. I just sold it to a dickhead for like $7,000. And then I think towards the end of the episode, I think he had it in his hand. Like he bought it back. So then we're going back into, did the brother do it?
I think the brother had something to do with it. I just don't know if he gave him that final push. Still, someone came into Ben's dressing room and he was seen yelling at him like, or yelling at them, like, "What are you doing here?
Mm.
Get out of here," or something. So I don't know.
I feel we've missed a crucial piece of information.
Yeah, I do. I wanted to watch it again, but I just haven't had time. So I'll try. I shall try.
Fair enough.
Yes, we can't
So-
ruin the episode for you, but you know. Oh, and also we find out that the brother created Cobra.
Yeah.
So there's an added layer of like, well, his brother's
Dick.
taken everything from him.
Dicky.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then Charles is reading a book about how to talk to women.
Just love that show. I just love them. God, I hope there's a season 4.
There has to be, unless they're just.
Well,
I
they've
don't
got
know.
the strikes going on right now, so God knows when they're going to go back to work.
But we'll know in the last episode because they'll either leave it on a cliffhanger or they'll end it.
Mm.
And
Agreed.
then we might just have to wait a bit longer because we're gonna have like a good year, I reckon, without anything.
Probably.
The thing is, though, here is what I think. They're not officially writing because it started out as the writer's strike, right? They're not officially writing, but you're not telling me that they're not sitting at home nutting this stuff out. So when they turn around and go, okay, the strikes are over, they go, great, here you go. Here's your script.
Of course, but they still have
Yeah.
to act. Like they're not.
Yeah, but then the actors have to go back as well.
Yeah. So.
But there are ways around that because it's only SAGTA, whatever it is. It's only the Screen Actors Guild of America.
Yeah, UK's
right?
not still filming, right?
UK's are still
Yeah.
filming. Australia's still filming. Everyone's still like they can just come down here.
I don't think so because they're still covered by that union thing, aren't they? Isn't that?
No. But technically, no. Yes, but no. So what they do is they just make it an Australian production. So then it'll be under Australian conditions, which would make the Saga thing null and void. I'm assuming.
But I feel that like they all want to unite with the writers as opposed to.
Yeah, but the other thing is what they're going to end up doing. A lot of them are just going to go to theatre work because they can still perform in theatre.
Right.
Because it's the Screen Actors Guild. It's not the Theatre Guild.
Yeah.
So that's why like Broadway productions and all of that can continue to go. So, you know, there are other avenues and you're probably going to find over the next God knows how long, there are going to be some serious caliber actors doing theatre productions.
So, the finale.
Yeah, let's look. The episode before we didn't review. The dogs were cute. Okay, finale. RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah? Is that the finale you're talking about?
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My one word to sum it up would be.
I may know some rumors.
Go on.
The rumor is that, and it speaks to us kind of being correct, me in particular, that the producers of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under have been tanking the show on purpose, so the contract will not be renewed.
Mm-hmm.
So they will start RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under filmed in Australia.
Did
That's the rumor
you
I've heard.
see Spanky Jackson make that comment at the
Which one, about her nice dick or the other one?
no, about her running the show?
Mm-hmm.
Come on!
She made a little comment.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully with me hosting it or something like that.
Something.
Was that what it was? Something like that?
Yeah, she'll be hosting.
Oh, that would just make my whole life. But yeah, so the rumor is that they're contracted to New Zealand for 3 years. They never wanted to. We already know that they never wanted to do it in New Zealand. It was just that the Australian government wouldn't let them in during COVID.
Yeah.
RuPaul is determined that he/she wants them wants it recorded in Australia.
But why do they have to tank it in New Zealand to do that? Can't they
I
just
think because
decide?
of I think because it if they tank it and it doesn't do very well, then there's possibly a clause in the contract.
Probably something to do with like it has to have this many viewers for the finale to get a renewal of contract or blah 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 blah.
So they can renegotiate and get it into Australia where RuPaul wanted it from the beginning.
But I thought
Yeah.
you said that they only were signed up for 3 seasons anyway.
Yeah, but a lot of times when it comes to things like these contracts is they will do a minimum time and then there would be something like a contract extension if certain criteria were met. Right? If they want the criteria, if they want the extension, they'll make sure they meet the criteria. Right? But if they don't, which it seems that they actually don't in this case, it would be if we can make sure that we don't, they only have to not meet one of the criteria. Right? So it would be viewership. And then what they can do is relaunch in a bigger, grander way in Australia, like they do with UK and Canada. Like it's a lot more extravagant. Like this is bargain basement Kmart drag race. Let's be honest.
American Kmart Drag Race.
Right. Very
asking
No one wants to go there.
Asking for souvenirs.
Asking for souvenirs. Yeah, so that's the rumor. Obviously, Jack has heard it too. Yeah, and God, wouldn't it be fantastic if it actually was hosted by one of us?
You mean me and you? Oh.
No, as in down under. Nah. As in, you just us hosting, like, and doing the critiques. You were shit. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
I don't like how you walk.
You call that drag? Fuck off. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so that's apparently what's the deal. Gee, it'd be great if Spanky was the host.
But now I feel bad for the girls that were part of the season that they were trying to tank. But then
I think they've been trying to tank the whole time because they were not happy about New Zealand, about having to go to New Zealand.
But
because that was it wasn't given the budget ever.
No. The budget for that you could take out of my fucking wallet right now.
I feel I could have pushed one of the walls over.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the episode. We all know Floor wasn't going to win. It was a toss-up between Gabrielle Labucci and Isis. I think they just flipped a coin.
I think it was Isis, like, hands down, based on track record.
I think so too. I think
based
so
on
too.
the lip sync, it had to be.
Yeah.
It had to be, right? What was the deal? Like the Booch, we love the Booch. We're all in for the Booch. The Booch is great, but when you're lip syncing to Annie Lennox's song, you don't go for the camp comedy.
That's all she had, though. That's
yeah, but like,
I knew she would.
Yeah.
Like when we went into it, I was like, I knew she would, but I was like, come on, this is not the song.
Yeah, don't.
You can do
that.
better.
Yeah, don't piss on that, Joy. Don't do it.
I honestly just like looked up from my phone and was like, okay, Isis won. I was like, next.
There was like one moment where you're just like, Isis won. Okay.
Yeah. I could have fast forwarded the whole episode to the end.
Isis it's Isis, isn't it?
Isis Ava Loren, yes.
Thank you. Isis looked spectacular. Can I just say that? Like, gorge.
She's gonna get some work out of this, just seamstress stuff for sure.
Yeah.
If she doesn't already, I'm not sure.
Well, she basically made half the dresses on the season, didn't she?
Correct, yeah.
For like, when I say half the dresses, like of everybody.
Yeah.
Couple of misses, but the rest of them were hits. And she saved the best for herself. Bless her heart. Because that was grouse. But then so then of course they had their little chat with Aru and Michelle for Visage. And then we heard some sad stuff.
You always hear sad stuff. That's all they want to hear.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
like
never
they have a bit
been
of
like I had a great upbringing. I love drag. Thank you. This is the Hoarders thing. I've been watching Hoarders like
I love
constantly. I
orders.
love
Oh, and
it.
you've got me started on just throwing fucking everything out.
Fucking great. I love it.
Oh,
And it's always they've either lost a person in their life that has caused them to hoard,
Mm-hmm.
or no, that's pretty much it.
Marriage
Someone's just
breakdown.
died. Someone's just died.
Marriage breakdown.
Or season 13, someone's always died.
Yeah.
And then they're
but
always trying to find the ashes in the hoard.
oh.
I will never forget watching when Hoarders first started. I'll never forget watching an episode where they were going through some person's house and they actually found the deceased cat flattened
No.
and basically picked it up like cardboard.
Oh. Well, see, I started from the latest season, but I will go back. But
But usually it's sometimes if it's a woman, it's because their husband has left them for someone else.
okay.
Yeah. And they started out trying to keep the memories and then just built on top of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the death of a family member is usually the main catalyst behind it. Bad self-esteem in general, that's your top three.
Mm.
You know, they were overweight, whatever they were. I remember watching a Hoarders where the guy was gay, overweight. His sisters decided to have an intervention, and when when they went in there to start cleaning out, they just found all of these sex toys.
I want them to go back. Like to go back to the houses that they clean to see if they're
They used
still.
to. They
Well, I'm
used
not
to in the original episodes. They would go back like 3 or 6 months later to see whether or not they've maintained the
because
cleanliness.
the statistics are like 90% go back to hoarding. Like it's because if they don't seek them, it's a mental health disorder. I understand
I was
that.
going to say it's like any addiction.
And yeah, if they don't receive the only one that I could see succeeding in the latest season is the little person. She collected like 10,000 books and it was actually breaking the structure of the house because it was so heavy.
Mm.
Wow.
But she was already doing cognitive therapy before the hoarding people came out, so she was already on top of it. So that like I saw that. But anyway, that's how interesting this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race was. We'd prefer to talk about hoarders. Not
We
sorry
can
about
talk
it.
about anything. Yeah, we're kind of a drag podcast, but sometimes you have to venture into other territories because at the end of the day, this is also a little bit of a chat show, a chitty chat show.
Correct.
So we're having a bit of a chit chat, this and that.
While summiting Mount Everest. We're multitaskers.
We are multitaskers.
Over there on that little mountain, Jack.
Oh, look over there.
Oh, look. He turned left at Cheryl.
Look at there. Look over there. I
He's
see Walter.
He's having a
Oh,
rest.
Oh, well.
You step on Walter, he's the step before the summit. Oh, look over there.
Look, they bent Wayne into a bench so you can sit on him.
But okay. So we were looking for something to watch on TV a few weeks back, and we were struggling, right? You can only watch Schitt's Creek and all of that and Big Bang Theory through like so many times.
Mhm.
And I am now addicted to watching Jeopardy. I used to watch it years and years and years ago when I had Foxtel, and then it kind of went away. And then the reason why we started watching it is because it was Celebrity Jeopardy, and it was the one. So Mayim Bialik hosts Celebrity and some of the special Jeopardies, and then an old past winner is the regular host because obviously Alex Trebek died. And they've been doing like Tournament of Champions and all of this. I think for somebody who didn't go through a university education or matriculate past high school, I could hold my own on a Jeopardy. I'm
That's
doing pretty
because
good.
they don't teach you anything worth knowing in high school or university. I don't think I've ever used Pythagoras theorem outside of
No, I mean, what's that Billy Connolly line? I've no intention of learning algebra. I'm never going to learn algebra because I have no intention of going there.
But
giving
is
that.
that the like
Yeah.
what is urethra? Is it the Jeopardy?
Yeah, you got to answer. Your
What
answer
is-
has to be in the form in the question. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, I've noticed there's a pattern to this. I've noticed that if they want a really obscure one, the answer will be like something Australian,
Okay. Is that
right?
because
They're like,
they don't care about us, so they don't bother to learn?
no. Like when they want to make it very difficult for the contestants. Like one of them was like, this city is the capital of South Australia. Right? And they're like, and no one got it right. My wife and I were yelling out, "What is it?" Yeah, so I've noticed that when they want really obscure things, they'll chuck in an Australian question. And then they had a whole category in
Right.
Australia. It was great. I knew all of them.
I probably wouldn't know any of them.
I was going to say I probably wouldn't.
Don't care that much.
Mm.
Unless they
But I
ask,
think-
like, what is the high percentage of marsupials that get chlamydia? I'd be like, yep, okay, I know that one.
What is the koala?
But other than that,
Yeah. So I think over the last couple because we've basically caught up now, and we're now having to wait a few days before we watch it so we can watch 2 or 3 episodes in one hit.
Mhm.
I think my cash takings, I'm in the vicinity of like 5.5 million.
what
Get
is
on it.
get on the show? Yeah.
What is retirement?
Yeah. So I'm right on to Jeopardy now. Been watching some really weird stuff.
So it popped up on Binge, what I pay for illegally, and this 5 seasons of the New Zealand Taskmaster, and season 2 has got Ursula Carlson. Probably the funniest season. I've watched all 15 seasons of the UK one, and with her on it, it's probably the funniest thing I have ever watched. Season 1's got that girl in it that we just watched, that Deadlock. What did we just watch?
Oh, yeah. Deadlock.
The rough one. She's in the first season.
Right.
Ursula Carlson is in the second season. It's probably the funniest thing that you'll ever watch. She's just bananas.
Ursula Carlson is absolutely. We've seen her twice, and we're going to see her again. We're actually going to. Remember the one I told you about down your way? Yeah, the wife and I got tickets to it.
Oh,
because they were
Wollongong.
Yeah, they were dirt cheap. Yeah,
Okay.
we're in the front row for like $50 a ticket.
Nice.
Yeah. I projectile spat laughter into the head of the woman in front of me when we saw her in Hobart last year. Like, she just talks. There's no filter, no nothing. If it's here, it's coming out here. And it's just, she's so funny. So this is how much we've cared about RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under season 3.
Congratulations, Isis.
Congratulations,
Makeup.
Isis. Well done. A deserved
You
winner.
look stunning.
The
And
look
that's
of
about all there is to say about the episode.
Well, can I just comment? The one thing that made me giggle was the look of disappointment on Floor's face. Did Floor actually think she had a chance?
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you mean I didn't win?" It's like, were you watching the fucking season? What the fuck is what?
I must say, her brunch was the best thing of basically the entire season.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. You are right.
It served entertainment at
It
its
did.
time.
But I cannot for the life of me understand how she was disappointed with not winning. Like, where were you when you didn't win a challenge? Were you, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I slightly warmed up to her. Not much, but I slightly warmed up to her.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up?
Yeah. Then we can just talk shit after that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Any words of inspiration, people?
No, got nothing. Fuck yous all, wherever the 1,000 people are.
Jack?
Fuck you all and be single.
We want to thank Jack for coming on. My words of wisdom are no glove, no love. Although we're in the age of prep now, aren't we? So that's really antiquated. If it's not on, it's not on. No, that's antiquated too.
There's still plenty of other things.
If the glove don't fit, you must quit. Done. We want to thank everybody for watching on the YouTubes, except for those 999 other assholes who didn't. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the ding for notification. Why do I keep saying the ding for notification? But anyway, if you're listening to us on the podcast platforms, give us 5 stars to make up for the fact that you didn't watch us on YouTube. Fucking assholes. And thanks very much, and we love you all. Bye until next week. What do we? Oh, no Drag Race.
No.
No Drag
Not
Race.
at all next week?
No.
Oh.
No. We have a week off. At least a week off. You know what I forgot to say at the beginning? We talk our usual shit for however Haley. Whatever.
You made me do it.
You didn't say it.
No, but you made me do the intro, and I don't say that. That's not my brand. No thanks.
Your brand.
Your brand. What are you, fucking Coca-Cola now?
We dream big.
Oh yeah. If you want to be on, slide into our DMs. Buy some games. Do something. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Ba 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 ba.